You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
We're going to be talking to James Harland, and he's going to be telling us all about Fagin's Last Hour. And James joins us on the phone. James, hello and welcome along to the show.
Oh, hello, Daniel. Thanks for having me on the show. Much obliged.
Now, I was wondering perhaps if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, a bit of an introduction for our listeners.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm an actor, writer, producer, and I'm also artistic director of my company, Brother Wolf, which is a theatre, film and TV production company. And basically I'm here today to talk about my new one-man show, which is called Fagin's Last Hour, which is based on Charles Dickens' novel Oliver Twist. And the production is a follow-up to my other one-man show, which is called A Christmas Carol, as told by Jacob Marley, deceased.
Okay, so you've been doing quite a bit, and it must be good to sort of being recognised like that.
Yeah, I mean the show's done really well. Christmas Carol will basically be on its fourth tour this year, and it was nominated for the London Theatre Award 2012 in conjunction with the Royal Shakespeare Company for Matilda, and also One Man, Two Governors by the Royal National Theatre. On top of that, I'm very pleased to say I won Best Performer in Theatre 2012 for the Fringe Report Awards, and was delighted to be invited to Buckingham Palace to celebrate the 200th birthday of Charles Dickens by meeting the Queen, which was, I have to say, fantastic for me. A really great honour.
Now, I was wondering perhaps if you could expand a little bit more on Fagin's Last Hour, because I understand you're the only person that's actually playing it. You're playing Fagin and all the other roles.
I am indeed, Daniel. Well, basically, Fagin's Last Hour, it's an adaptation of Oliver Twist in the form of a one-man show, as you say, but told from the point of view of Fagin the miser, 1 hour before his execution at Newgate, Newgate being the prison. So, I mean, in short, it's the last 60 minutes of his life, and in that 60 minutes, Fagin recounts his association with his criminal gangs, such as Sykes, Nancy, and the Artful Dodger, and also Oliver Twist, the incorruptible orphan boy who, in this case, brought about his downfall. And so, like the novel, the play is a treatise on crime, punishment, and the poor law of the Victorian age, which, in my opinion, resonates very strongly with many of the issues in today's society.
James, now one of the things we're going to cover is about how you're developing and adapting this classic story, and how you're sort of working that with the audience. Right,
well, I mean, my first objective as an adapter is always to stay as close to the source material as I possibly can, and this is why my particular adaptation, Fagin's Last Hour, is much darker in tone and expressions, say, compared to the musical Oliver by Lionel Bart. And basically this is because the novel presents the reader, the novel by Dickens, with all the horrors of Victorian London, specifically in regards to how the poor were treated by the state. And my adaptation likewise reflects and demonstrates these horrors in all their gruesome and intricate detail. And so basically my analysis of the story, it also included the study of Victorian euphemisms specific to the characters portrayed. And it's from that point of view that I began to, if you like, Faginise the text to convey the truth of the novel, filtered through a very real presentation of a human being, in this case Fagin. So it's not a stock stage villain, but basically the character as depicted in the pages of the novel, with all his layers and shadings and so on and so forth.
So was it a deliberate decision then to tie in Fagin's Last Hour with Charles Dickens' 200th birthday, James?
It was partly, Daniel. I mean, after the success of A Christmas Carol, as told by Jacob Marley, deceased, I really wanted to explore Oliver Twist in the same way, which means that rather than presenting the tale of Oliver Twist as a narrator telling the story, my objective as an adapter and as a performer was to personalise the tale in order to add a level of poignancy, if you like, and heighten the drama, which would then hopefully touch an audience on a greater emotional level, I should say, than if presented in its original novel form. And also, I certainly wanted to celebrate Dickens in the process, and so sought to release it at the most appropriate time, which was, in this case, his 200th birthday this year.
So what were the challenges of making the audience connect and even perhaps empathise with a villain like Fagin?
Well, what I wanted to do, really, the onus was to present the character as truthfully as possible. And to do that, I had to depict a fully rounded human being in order to allow the audience to tap into those aspects of his personality that may otherwise be alien to them. And to me, the only way to do that is to convey him as honestly as I can. I'm not asking the audience to judge Fagin, but to look at life from his point of view and to appreciate how his way of looking at things may have been created by the environment in which he lived. In short, by understanding the power of societal influence.
Now, James, Oliver Twist has been a popular tale. Why do you think so many generations have connected with the story?
Now, I think that has got to be to do with the great man himself. It's due to Charles Dickens' ability, really, to appreciate those aspects of life which hitherto would have gone by unnoticed by, say, a lesser author. By combining his what I think is his incredible journalistic eye with that very special gift for storytelling, Charles Dickens was able to create a variety of different characters based very closely on the truth as he witnessed it. And I think it's for this reason, in my opinion, why the characters in his novels, such as Oliver Twist, still resonate very, very strongly with audiences today, just as the well-drawn characters in William Shakespeare's plays resonate with a 21st century audience too.
Now, you were telling me, James, that you've had some really good reviews already. How are audiences responding to Fagin's Last Hour so far?
Well, I'm very, very happy with the responses so far. For example, the latest performance in London, which was on Friday night, received a standing ovation. And I have to say, it's interesting. I'm always interested to hear their comments, and it was interesting to hear their comments following that show. One audience member was stunned, basically, and she remarked that she had never seen anything like it in her life, which was lovely to hear. And she said that she found it difficult to come down after arriving home following seeing the show. Another audience member said that she was pretty much shaking after the show and didn't know if she should laugh or cry. And also a member of the Dickens Fellowship travelled all the way from Sunderland to see the premiere of the show in Harrogate, and he said that it was the best experience he's ever had in the theatre. And basically, which I'm so chuffed to hear, he said it's because of people like me that Dickens lives on in our lives, which to me that's what it's all about. Not about me personally, but about bringing Dickens' Oliver Twist to a 21st century audience, which is what I absolutely love doing, you know.
That must be nice to hear.
It is nice to hear. I mean, at the end of the day, if the audience is happy and if the audience is enjoying the Dickens story, then I am a happy man.
Now, before you go, James, I was just wondering if you can, of course, let our listeners know when they can see Fagin's Last Hour here on the island. By
all means. It's this Saturday. That's Saturday the 22nd of September, as Daniel said, at the Sheppey Little Theatre, and it will start at 7:30 p.m. And if you want to find out more details about the show and all the details about the theatre and the telephone number, etc., you can go to the production website, which is worldwideweb.jameshyland.co.uk/Fagin's Last Hour. And just to let you know that Hyland is spelled Hyland. Okay, so that's where you can find it.
James, well, thank you very much for telling us all about Fagin's Last Hour here at BRFM.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much indeed.
And that was speaking to James on the phone there, of course, telling us all about Fagin's Last Hour right here at the Monday Night Community Show this evening.